Hi class, welcome back to online science class. I know it has been a while, but I hope y'all had a good summer break. School has started, or will start for a lot of y'all, so let's get back to learning. Today we'll be learning about the history of planet Earth, so let's get started. First, I want to take a look at the word dynamic. Do y'all know what this means? The definition of dynamic is of a process or system characterized by constant change, activity, or progress. So basically, dynamic means constantly changing. So what has that got to do with the history of the Earth? Well, the Earth is dynamic. When the Earth was formed, it didn't look like the environment we see today. It was rocky, very hot, had no oceans, and was constantly being hit by meteorites. Over billions of years, the Earth went through tons of transformations to look like what it is today. So, how can we prove this theory that the Earth is dynamic? What's the evidence? There are multiple types of evidence that we can look at, and some of them we have looked at before, aka fossils and tree rings. Some are new to us, aka ice cores and rock layers. Fossils, as a review, are the remains of a prehistoric organism preserved in a solid form or as a mold or cast in a rock. And they give evidence to types of organisms that lived long ago. But did you know they can also tell us what the environment was like for a certain location long ago? The presence and location of certain fossil types indicate the order in which rock layers were formed. Simply put, if we look at a rock and see marine shell fossils above layers with plant fossils and no shells, we know that there was a change from land to water over time. Question: why isn't it the other way around? Well, that's a good question. Let's look at it this way. Let's say I'm stacking red bricks, but suddenly I want to use blue bricks. If someone was looking at my tower, they would say that the tower changed from red bricks to blue bricks because I put the red bricks before the blue bricks. The red bricks are quote unquote older than the blue bricks, which are quote unquote younger. Since the marine fossils are above the plant fossils, we know from the brick logic the change happened from bottom to top. So now let's look at tree rings. In the growth and development video, I said that the tree rings tell us a tree's age. But did you know the rings also keep a detailed record of the Earth's climate changes? Think about it. If trees can live for thousands of years, they have experienced many different environmental changes. Trees are usually sensitive to rain and temperature, so the rings can tell us information about the area's local climate in the past. If you see white tree rings, this tells us that they grew in warm, wet years. Thinner rings show growth in cold and dry years. If the tree has experienced stressful conditions, such as a drought, the tree might hardly grow at all in those years. Now, let's explore ice cores. Ice cores are literally pieces of ice in the core of a big ice sheet. These cores tell us a lot about the Earth's climate hundreds or even thousands of years ago. Temperature, precipitation, atmospheric composition, volcanic activity, and wind patterns. Even the trapped bubbles tell us what the atmosphere was like in different periods of time. The thickness of the layers in the core tell us how much snow fell in a certain year. Based on where the snow drifted, paleoclimatologists can figure out wind patterns. The chemical compositions of the snow can tell scientists about the temperatures. Isn't that amazing? Lastly, let's look at sedimentary rocks. This type of rock tells us a lot about the Earth's past since it is layered. For example, tinted rock layers indicate past crustal movement, which is the movement of the Earth's crust. Glacial scratches on rock formations indicate glacier movement. And a canyon with different rock layers in the walls and a river on the bottom indicate that over time, river has cut through the rock. So, what did we learn today? We learned that the Earth is dynamic. There are evidence to prove Earth's transformations, and they reveal a lot of information about Earth's history. Local, regional, and global patterns of rock formations reveal changes over time due to Earth forces, such as earthquakes. And in general, we saw that one piece of evidence can open your eyes to a load of information. That's it for today's lesson. I hope y'all enjoyed, and make sure to complete the worksheet in the description box below. Thanks for watching. Bye!